catlovedreamingpeach.com.
Hello, my lovely peaches. How are you? I just got out of the shower. I've got my peach towel on. So I just got so annoyed. I want to make a video. This video is going to be about, I guess, a few things, but the main thing I wanted to talk about is the Karen Reed trial and a few notes that I wanted to add to the video I had made the other day regarding the Dawbert trial of Dr. Russell, the dog bite so-called expert, to see whether or not she's going to be able to testify in the second trial in April. And there were a few points that I had missed that I wanted to say. But I just wanted to add in the beginning of this, before I get dressed real quick, that listening to the Bulwark on YouTube right now, and they were talking about how Trump is being a big a-hole. How Trump is being a big a-hole, as usual, about this disaster and politicizing it. But what really pissed me off is that this one guy kept saying, "This is what America wanted. This is what you asked for. This is what you voted for." And I'm like, can you fucking stop? Like, it's so annoying for somebody to constantly say, "This is what you wanted. This is what you asked for. This is what you voted for," when I, in fact, did not vote for that. And in fact, if all the votes that supposedly Trump got were actually people voting for him, that's only 33% of the country anyway. So to keep saying to people, "This is what you wanted, this is what you voted for," when in fact I voted against it and this is the exact opposite of what I want, is very dismissive and rude. And that's why I downvoted the video, and I disliked the video, and I'm like, bye. Like, what the fuck? Why are you talking to people like that? Some people voted for hit, yeah. But not everybody. Damn, I'm thirsty. Well, I gotta hurry because there's an inspector coming now. Okay, so my giant pants. So, they're big wide leg. I have like new favorites. Anyway, so Karen Reed from Boston, she was accused of backing into her then boyfriend with her SUV, which allegedly knocked him out into the snow, where he succumbed to hypothermia. He died. And then she had a trial last year for second-degree murder, where they accused her of being intoxicated, drunk, and having a fight with him. And they were supposed to go to this party, his friend's house. So he was a co-op, and the friend was a co-op, Brian Albert. And so he was found dead on Brian Albert's lawn, a cop. I'm taking the hair off my socks, by the way, in case it's not obvious. So the defense theory is that these are fuzzy socks with a pattern. I'm interrupting myself. Cute little polar bear. But I am ultra sensitive and I cannot stand all these little hairs, so I wear them inside out. But I also de-hair. So anyway, that's what I'm doing while I'm saying this stuff. And any second, the inspector is going to be here. The landlord is selling the house, so the prospective buyers have an inspection. And my house is a mess, and I don't give a fuck. I'm not cleaning up for them. Anyways, oh wait, shit. I think my son texted me. Okay. Getting dressed. My hair is still crazy. Oh, this is my brand new sweatshirt. I bought one for my son. You know what? I bought a yellow, like a mustard one. I haven't seen it in like a couple weeks. I don't know where the hell it went to. I do have a bunch of hampers with things. But I love this sweatshirt. It's a big, heavy sweatshirt, but the hood is so heavy, and it like... So anyway, I bought one for me. I bought one for my older son, one for my younger son. I was like, he didn't like it, so I was like, you know what, just give it to me. But I'm going to cut the neck like I did on the other one so that it's not as, like... anyway, what was I saying? So the inspection is going to be here any second. I actually want to get out of here before they come. But, because my son, he's fencing, and I was going to pick him up. He has a meet. He thought he had to be back at the high school at 4:30 to get on the bus. But apparently they got to be wherever they're going to be at 4:30, so I have to go. Bring all his fencing stuff. I think they're here. The inspection is done. I've got to get going. Okay, so I want to say the things I was going to say about Karen Reed, the Daubert trial. I bet you the wind is really, really loud. Let me take that out of the window because it's probably way too loud. So I don't want it to be all crazy sounding in my video. Okay. So what I meant to say yesterday was it could have been dog scratches on John O'Keefe, but even if they are dog scratches, how does that not, like, to me, if there's dog scratches on his arm and he's not moving it away, which to me, if a dog was scratching or biting you, you would be moving away and there would be more. It wouldn't just, you're not going to just be like, ow, ow. And then what? So to me, the whole thing is like so ridiculous because it's like, okay, so what's the theory? The theory is that the dog, and the prosecutor said it looked like the dog didn't bite, like there wasn't under marks. So he said the dog would have had, like, dogs don't usually just bite like with their top. And she said sometimes they do if they don't get the grip, but it's still kind of like, okay, so the dog is like going like that. And then she's like, well, it could be claw marks. So it's like, okay, it could be dog bites. Could be dog bites if the dog didn't latch. Could be claw marks. But my opinion is that if Karen Reed hit him with her vehicle and he was knocked out cold in the snow, it could have been a dog. Like, maybe it was Chloe. Sometimes people let their dogs go out without, they just let them out. I mean, would they let their dog go out on the front lawn? Probably not. The prosecution's theory is that it's not animal bites or scratches at all, but in fact it was from the broken taillight, or the taillight broke against his arm. And the running theory is that other than the cracked skull, the blunt force trauma on the back of his head, he didn't have any other real injuries. He had like a little mark on his knee or somewhere on his leg. He had those scratches on his arm. He had some abrasions on his face. But they're like, it doesn't look like at all that he got hit by a car, although the FBI reconstructionist, I have a video on it. Yes, I'm looking over here. It's called, "It Could Have Happened," quote, "The car could have nudged him." That was what Dr. Andrew Rentschler, the defense witness, said, and I mentioned this in the video, that I just noticed a typo. My thoughts on Dr. Daniel Wolf and Dr. Rentschler's testimony on whether or not I believe that they said it's scientifically proven beyond any doubt, 100%, that there's no way Karen Reed could have hit John with her SUV, which is not, in fact, what they said. They, in fact, said it could have happened. Not likely, but still possible. Okay, and so why I think that matters is because so many people have been like a dog who won't let go, locked into this theory They said there's no way humanly possible it could have been an SUV, when in fact that is not what they said. So my thoughts is, if there are they animal scratches, or are they scrapes from the SUV? Are they scrapes from wood or stick or frozen pieces of ice on the ground that something happened that had that man outside, face up, in the snow, on the lawn, and he was dead. So the idea that this man went into the house with cops and friends, and they let their dog attack the guy, which then was happening within a fight, or that caused a fight. Like, there's so many, and then this would have had to happen, and then this would have had to happen, and then this person would have had to do this, and then this other person, and then this whole group of people would have had to literally murder a man, or somebody did it, somebody beat him up, basically, what they're doing is they're saying, yeah, all that crazy stuff happened. All these other people were somehow involved in this man's death, and then dragged him out to the snow and left him on their own front lawn. A cop is going to kill his own friend and leave him out on his own front lawn, and then somehow miraculously have known that that was the exact spot where Karen Reed had supposedly, the general 30 feet within where she had supposedly pulled up to drop him off. It's just so crazy to me. It's like, even if Dr. Russell is correct that those are scratches on the arm from an animal, I truly believe it's because he was already on the ground. But then they also mentioned, but he did have, I think he just had some kind of jacket, or they said there were little tiny, or little shards, broken pieces of plastic from the taillight in his shirt sleeve. I don't remember them ever showing that. I don't remember them ever showing a picture of that. They did have a bag with a bunch of shards that they were counting, and then they were like making a big deal out of the fact that, there was a couple more, like maybe some of them broke in the bag, and, but that was kind of showing like how absolutely shoddy, crappy their investigation was. And that's the whole thing. They were saying the cop, Brian Albert, and who was the other guy? Trooper Paul, or Proctor, Trooper Proctor, or something like that. The one who had said something about the leaky balloon knot on the text chain with all his buddies, and just shit talking Karen Reed to the fucking to the dogs. And yeah, that was really awful. So I do feel that it's obvious that the investigation went really poorly. I think it could potentially be because they already didn't like her. They already knew she was a stank-ass hoe. But that's right. She had that whole flirty thing going on with the other guy, Brian something. So I don't know. I really came away from the first trial thinking that she hit him. Maybe not like on purpose, but, I don't know. I feel like, how could she have not known? How could she have not known? She said, did I hit him? I hit him. 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 Who says that? Who goes frantically driving in the snow in a snowstorm looking for their boyfriend? If you drop them off at a party, and she dropped him off at the party, and he supposedly walked into the party and it's a blizzard, wouldn't you just think, well, like if you're calling him and he's not answering, wouldn't you think he must have fallen asleep at his friend's house? Like the fact that she was so insanely frantic and driving around and calling Jen McCabe and who was the other girl? I almost said Carrie Morrissey, the corrupt prosecutor from the Rush trial. What was that lady's name? Oh, I think it was Carrie. Anyway, it's just insane to me that, like, her defense was insane. she was basically blaming everybody else. And I really think she did hit him. I think she hit him with her vehicle, and I don't know how or why it worked out so that his bodily injuries were minor, but except for the blunt force trauma skull crack and the fact that they said he had a glass in his hand from the bar, and maybe that had shattered, and that might have caused some injuries, the scratches. But like, my whole point is that even if Dr. Russell is correct, that doesn't prove anything else except for that maybe a dog scratched his arm while he was laying in the snow, possibly already dead, right? It doesn't prove that that dog was Chloe. It doesn't prove that it happened inside the house. It doesn't prove that there was somebody with the dog who knew it happened. It doesn't prove that one of the people in the house beat him to death and dragged him out on the lawn and left him there to be found when the snow melts in the morning, or when people get up. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And she's the one that found him. They said she ran right to his body and she jumped on top of his body, pulls up his shirt, pulls up her and starts trying to do skin to skin with him, screaming like a lunatic. And I don't know if it was Jen who was like, stop, like, you need to stop. One of them, both of them. And they were like, she did this. She said, I hit him. So anyway, I do think that she hit him. And I think that it's going to really be a difference between, is she going to get second-degree murder? Well, she's not going to get in Massachusetts, the sentence for vehicular manslaughter with a DUI is a mandatory minimum of 5 years in state prison with a maximum of 20 years. And in Massachusetts, the sentence for second-degree murder is life in prison with the possibility of parole after a minimum of 15 years. The court sets the term for years of parole. Second-degree murder is the second most serious homicide offense in Massachusetts. It can be defined as intentionally unaliving somebody, killing, without premeditation, KILing someone during the commission or attempted commission of a felony that is not punishable by life. Some factors can affect the severity of the sentence, which include your criminal history, the nature of the crime, killing a police officer, which John was, being a member of a gang, which she was not, and previous murder convictions, which she didn't have. So she had no record, but he was a cop, and a beloved cop who was raising his orphaned niece and nephews as his own. He had adopted his niece and nephews after his sister had died tragically of cancer, and then like a month or something later, her husband, her widower, had died of a heart attack or something. And then John decided to adopt his niece and nephew, and he was raising them and had been raising them, I think actually it was 9 years. Just unbelievable. It's so insane to me how sick and twisted and selfish some people can be. Like that Mackenzie Shirilla, whatever her name is, who 17-year-old went 100 miles per hour with her boyfriend or recent ex-boyfriend, and her boyfriend's friend smashed into the side of a building on purpose, a brick building, and both the boys died, and she lived so she could fucking go to jail for life. It's like, what is wrong with people? There's so much hate. It's just so much worse than just hate. There's a lot of hate, racism, misogyny, bigotry, xenophobia, homophobia, and people just have no emotional intelligence. People just choose violence. People are just so selfish. Like Blake Lively, I believe, is choosing to try to destroy a man's life. That's what I believe. She's trying to destroy a man's life because she doesn't want to go down as an actual mean girl. So she'd rather destroy somebody. I don't know anymore.
GetLoveDreamingBeach.com.
So I'm home now, and it's 7:17 p.m. Alright, so I'm home now, and it's 7:17 p.m. I did a bunch of running around today, I feel like. So I wanted to just finish up this video, and I had the thought about the Alberts. Did they have like one of those electric invisible fences for the dog, and they let Chloe out? Because when I had said, I wonder if they let the dog out, or if somebody let their dog out, or maybe somebody had a dog, and sometimes they don't have the dogs on a leash, or maybe it was some other kind of animal, like what's this in the snow? Or like I said, like the prosecution said, most likely it was caused by either the glass breaking as he got hit, the glass in his hand, or the taillight pieces of plastic, because they said apparently there were shards of glass in his shirt sleeve. So to me that means it's kind of like it's obvious, but I don't remember them showing it, and I don't remember them honing in on that. But so there's that. I believe her trial is going to be in April Fool's Day, April 1st of 2025. And she said during the Daubert trial the other day, she's keeping it there. Okay, something I also wanted to just say before I move on from Karen Reed is that Paul O'Keefe, John's brother, oh my God, he was there at the Daubert trial. The mom was, and man, at some points I was like, if you ever were to see somebody who was looking like their thoughts were, I am going to fucking end you, or if I could, I would. Like, he looked so ready to pounce over that freaking wooden thing and end it right there. Like, at one point I was like, he seems to be actively having thoughts, some intrusive thoughts that are like, I should just get justice right here and now, and I'll go to jail. But, hopefully he was also thinking, because I believe that him and the parents are now the ones raising those kids, and, hopefully, I think so, he's doing the right thing by not having another loved one gone forever, spending the rest of their life in jail. If Karen Reed really did it, I do believe that they will prove it. I also think it's pretty goddamn, if she actually did it, and then you weigh that against the fact that she literally blamed it on everybody else, that's pretty disgusting. It's pretty disgusting to me that she blamed it on everybody else anyway. But, I stumbled onto a Reddit stream or thread of a whole bunch of people who actually believe that an entire family and friends and extended people and cops and like all of them covered this up, and I just and framed Karen Reed, and it's so grandiose. It's like personality disorder, conspiracy theory, kind of like histrionic, borderline personality. Like, that is so far-fetched. And I get it. In their mind, there's no evidence because they hid it all. But it just makes no sense to me. Truly. So Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, I have been seeing a bunch of different people who are covering it, no surprise. I really have to say, I am shocked that so many people are already taking Justin's side. And maybe Justin's not going to have to go through 6 years of hell, losing everything he had, and then finally proving the truth because of the shit that Johnny Depp had to go through. And then he finally took her to court, and everybody who paid attention was able to see with their own eyes and ears how badly he was abused, how badly she tried to destroy him, and make their own verdict. And maybe Justin realizes, it seems like he's saying, you know what, I did nothing wrong, and the evidence and the receipts are going to prove that. So here's everything. Just look at it. Just look at it. And then, the thing is that supposedly nobody wanted to be near him, and there were these HR complaints. And it was Blake and the crew all against Justin. But then Justin's lawsuit said that's what she, in her smear campaign, made it seem like. But the truth, it was Justin, the crew, against Blake and Ryan. But what's the truth? I don't know. I have come down really hard on the side of I believe Justin, but I've also kept it very, very open about I might find out stuff that's going to make me cringe and be like, yikes. Maybe he's not as bad as she said, or maybe he is. But it just seems like, it really seems to me like she thinks she's better than people. And she thought that she could just steamroll and railroad Justin and completely take over this movie that he had been working on for 5 years. He paid the author of the book for the rights to the movie. He had put so much money and time and energy and effort and passion into the project. And then she was hired as an actress and decided to literally take it all away from him and take over. And all of the things that she wanted to do from his perspective, they weren't collaborating. And it wasn't like, wow, you have such amazing ideas. We've got to give you this PGA credit because you were crucial and vital. I'm going to look over here for a second. A PGA credit or producer's mark is a certification mark that indicates a producer performed the majority of the producing duties for a film. The Producers Guild of America, PGA, awards the producer's mark to producers who meet their producing standards for a specific film. It indicates that the producer was involved in the majority of the decision making for the film. And a letter that Jamie Heath wrote that was in the lawsuit was explaining that, I'm going to paraphrase, basically this bitch bullied the fuck out of us, and she took over a bunch of aspects that we didn't fucking want her to do, and then she fucking added salt to the wound by saying, now I want you to give me the PGA credit. I literally just swooped in, took over wardrobe, adding a bunch of money to the budget that wasn't allotted for that. Like, there was already all the time, the work, the energy, the money put into the wardrobe that had been planned out and decided for that character. And she decided, no, I want to be all couture, all designer, all runway stuff, all way more expensive stuff. Like literally everything that she did, Justin was just letting her do it. This is what he said. Now, if it comes out otherwise, then, it'll come out otherwise. Or if it comes out that, yeah, it's true, she did all that stuff, but he also was super inappropriate with her, then that also matters. But I will be following closely, and I was thinking maybe he'll drop the lawsuit on a Friday, just like that bitch did. Although it wasn't a lawsuit she dropped, it was a complaint. Now she's a lawsuit. He's going to have another lawsuit, and somebody's going to make millions and millions, and somebody's going to lose millions and millions. And it might, in the end, just be the lawyers who make money. I don't know. But I don't know if this one will be televised like it was for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. That was what really made it a huge case. And yeah, so we will see. And I'm gonna have to get going to get my son from the high school late at night. He's now on the fencing and he's doing really well. So I don't know. And just like that, the sun goes down and all those cars are zooming by, looking for truth, looking for honesty, hoping to find the plot line connected to something that makes sense. Join me.